Welcome to Voices. My name is Augustine Amba, and you are?
Rogers Akembo.
Well, Rogers, let me start up front by asking you, what is significant about today?
Well, today is the 9th of February, 2020. And it is a day that La Republique said they wanted to organize their legislative elections to show the world that they have everything under control.
Okay.
And our people have once more demonstrated that we are not part of that system anymore through their actions, through the non-participation, because we have said we are not part of La Republique. So it is a significant day. It's another milestone in our journey for freedom, for our statehood, and to be a free people. So we have once more demonstrated to the world that we are not part of La Republique. We don't take orders from La Republique. We don't do some of the things that La Republique wants. So no matter whatever they can go out there and probably say on CRTV or interviews, wherever they want in the world, but the world can see that there was not a single soul out there today except for a few places, maybe in the BLM and some parts of Kamto.
This is the town of Amba. During this lockdown, look at the road, nobody. Look at the road, nobody in the corner, not even a bird flying in the air.
This is a small village at the outskirts of Moyoka called Kamto. You can see all the civilians have fled into the bushes. They have fled into the bushes. And you can see dozens have run into the bushes. This is a small farmers cooperative that was located for the terrorist election to take place in Ambazonia. The restoration forces, the Ambazonian restoration forces, have sent serious warning to all inhabitants of Ambazonia that there will be no election in southern Cameroons.
You know, where some people did come out, but it was a total success as far as our people staying home was concerned.
Why? Let me ask you this though. Why is this so important to La Republique? Because, and I know you talked about trying to show the world something. I mean, they are a so-called independent country. Why do they need to prove something to somebody?
Well, you know, they have to go out there and try to tell the world that everything is normal as far as they are concerned, and they can organize. This is not the first election, so this is the second election. We boycotted the ones in 2018. So I mean, I think when he was in France, somebody asked him how he's doing with the part of the country that did not vote for him.
Yes.
Are you a president of those people? So those things, those actions by our people, they have some value,
Okay.
as far as the international community is concerned, because the people are saying, hey, I am not part of you. Your laws, these legislators that they are so-called legislators, they are voting now. We did not vote those legislators, right?
Yes.
So how are they going to go and legislate on us when we did not vote for them?
You know, I was listening to one of the reports, and I think, and this was a BBC report, and one of the reporters was saying that that everybody was standing there was clean shaved. It looked like they were military people that they brought in and pretended that they were Ambazonians.
Yes, and that happened. There were truckloads of people who were brought from Yaoundé to come and complete the facade. You know, it's a facade.
Yes.
So those are the kind of games that they are playing. But what I'm trying to tell our people is that we are proud of you people.
Yes.
You set a good example, because no matter what they try to do, no matter how they try to shape it, the world can see through all of those things. So we are just sitting here today, smiling from jaw to jaw, and just praising you people for your resolve and your determination to use every single means at your disposal to resist and to move forward with our quest for independence.
Now, you know, I don't know, when I was in the territory, when we were in the territory, I mean, when a military man showed up, it was scary. You know what I'm saying?
It is still scary.
No, but let me say this, okay? I saw. Did you see the video of the boys and they were proud to say that the military uniform they were wearing and all the military equipment they took that they had was from La Republic, and that they're not going to be buying anything anymore.
Yeah, well, at that time that you are describing, we were basically in a military state.
Oh, you mean when we were still back there?
Yes, we were in a military state, a police state, being harassed left and right by the people. But now our boys are fighting.
Yes.
So they are going to fight and take whatever they want to take from La Republique and use it against La Republique. So that is what is happening.
Yeah, at that time.
I mean, and when I say it is still scary, it is scary for a child like Baby Mata.
Yes.
When they will just come into the neighborhood and take out an old woman and shoot her and kill her.
Yes.
And burn her down and burn her house down. There was that woman from Bui who just went through surgery that they came and asked her to leave her house. They couldn't even let her get her medications and they burned the place down. So
yes.
it is still, even though they come out and tell the people that we are there to protect you people, but from every single thing that they do, the people have a reason to be scared. But the boys are standing up and saying, we are going to fight and defend our parents and defend our property and defend our villages.
And when I was saying that, I was really referring to the boys. Because if you saw them, they were all in military fatigue. They were not carrying Dane guns anymore.
No.
And then I was just laughing because I saw one wearing a gendarme hat and a gendarme beret, and I looked at him, and just seeing that, even from afar, you still feel the terror of those terrorists.
Yes, and that is an example of how far we have gone as far as this struggle is concerned. Because I have some of my mothers here who ask me all the time, how is the struggle going?
Yes.
And one of them will tell me, oh, you always tell me that things are going very well. These are some of the examples that we are saying that can elucidate what I am saying, that
yes.
we are making progress. Because in the days after October 1st of 2017, September 22nd and October 1st, when they came in and killed us, we did not have those things. Those boys did not have those things.
Yes.
Those boys were probably going around riding their bikes or doing whatever they were doing.
Yes.
But now, they have, without any military training,
yes.
they are proud to have taken these things from people who have been trained by France and Israel and all the other countries and prove to the world that we are a determined people. We are going to put our lives on the line to defend our communities and to free ourselves from bondage.
Yes, as we were talking, I was trying to see the way we saw them then and what these boys are doing now is, and I remember what Goji Dinka used to say, that when you stop being afraid, fear changes sides.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm sure it's La Republique who comes now and they're looking, they're more scared.
Yes, they are scared and they are running. That is why they come, and most of the time they kill the
civilians.
Yes, and they kill animals, burn houses,
yes.
and all of that,
yes.
because they can actually not stand to fight with these guys. So those are the things that we are proud of. That we come here and we celebrate your valor. We celebrate you with pride. We encourage you to keep doing the things that you are doing, to keep resisting, because this election that did not hold today, I was reading reports from Kumbo, from the library in Kumbo, from parts of Bui, and there was nobody saw anybody. So all over
the lockdown worked.
Yes, it was successful, no matter what La Republique says. But we are saying this is a good example. This is resistance. We are going to resist. So John Frundi and his legislators, they are going to tell us now who voted for it, because these are some of the questions that we are going to be asking. Who voted? Who asked you to represent me?
Yes.
Who gave you that mandate?
Yes.
Because the people showed today that we are not part of that system.
Right.
Because the people who were in Yaoundé up to this point, their mandate was extended by the crook
by Paul Biya, yes.
So they could say, oh, we were still serving on the mandate that the people voted us on. That mandate had ended today.
Yes.
So as of today, Mbandam.
I was just thinking about him.
Yeah.
Whether did he go back to Batibo and
Well, they are sitting somewhere in La Republique, so they should know that it is officially ended today. Whether they leave or they stay, that is their business.
And you know, so the whole push for La Republique was to fake elections and give legitimacy to those people who are in Yaoundé, so they continue to remain there.
That was the plot. That is the whole thing. You just nailed it. And our people saw through it and demonstrated with this resolve that we are talking about today.
Now, Pa, I cannot not express how proud I am with the Amba boys, and I cannot let us move from this topic without talking a little more about them and continue to give them advice on how to organize themselves on the ground as the force, very independent of any influence from anywhere else, and just organize themselves, build coalitions, and become that unified force throughout the territory, so that they can now be able to gain economics of scale and also be able to solicit funds from the diaspora.
Well, you know, somebody somewhere in the diaspora is always going to come out and take credit for whatever these guys are doing on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is lockdown starting on this day, but these are things that these guys have decided that they are going to do.
Yes.
So whether somebody comes from the diaspora and says something about it or not, those are things that they are working on, because they know the significance of these things as far as the fight with La Republique is concerned. You know, we are not just fighting physically with La Republique, but there is a psychological fight too.
Oh, absolutely.
And we are trying to win hearts and minds too in the diaspora, in the international community. And these are some of the things that we use. This is part of our resistance with La Republique. This is non-violent, but it pays off. So somebody in the diaspora is going to always come up and take credit and make some speeches or whatever they do and put it on Facebook. But we continue to tell you people that this fight, this journey that we are on, depends solely on these types of actions that you guys take on the ground to keep this struggle alive. It does not depend anymore on what is happening here in the diaspora, but what you people do in collaboration with other parts of the country, other groups and stuff like that, is what is keeping the struggle alive. So you have to continue to do that and look for partners that they understand exactly why we are fighting and why you guys are putting your lives on the line, that you guys can cooperate with.
Yeah, so and as you're talking, I keep thinking that this fight is really the fight on the ground. They own, that is, you the Amba boys own this fight. You own this fight. Anybody else can only support you, right? Isn't that what we're talking about? Mm-hmm. And like I said before, I think forming organizations is very, very important, and that's why I keep wanting them to not be isolated units, because it seems to me that we need to be able to have a coordination in the territory. Because let me say why I keep thinking this, okay? Because say if you are let me take Babanki for example. Mm-hmm. If the people in Babanki are organized, it doesn't matter how good they are, and they're not working with people from other areas, right? Mm-hmm. Then La Republique can send their troops, and they come and they can send their 25 troops, and they come and isolate you and fight just you. And that's not as effective as if you coordinated with some of the people where La Republique have to drive through.
Yeah, well, those are some of the damages that these people who said they were coming with the LGAs and things like that mm-hmm. created for the struggle. Because remember, we talked about how they were fighting in Bafut, and then they will move to Kumbu, and move after this area, mm-hmm. they can then move to the next area and things like that. Mm-hmm. Well, all of those things have happened. I think we have learned our lessons. I think this fight now is transitioning to the point where you have the real people who want to fight the fight who are going to stay. All those who came in for other motives, for some kind of a popularity contest and things like that, all of those, they are weeding themselves out of the struggle now.
And people are more aware of them now too.
Yes, so the hardcore people, the real people, are staying for the long haul, because we are still in the infant stage of this fight. This thing is going to go for a very, very long time.
Okay, let me ask you something. You know, you and I, we've made comments about videos that we've seen. I really want to get your honest opinion about the Amba boys continuously doing these videos and putting them up. Is that something they should continue to do?
No.
Is it of value to the struggle?
No, it is not. It is, well, you see, the problem with videos, some people will tell you that it has a psychological, it's psychological warfare. Okay? But that you can fight that psychological warfare just to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because you have to weigh the costs of some of those things that you do. And we have seen how these videos have costed us so much. The reason it is not effective in terms of using it as a psychological tool against the Republic is that we don't have the capability to go toe-to-toe with La Republic. We don't have that capability. So our fighters are supposed to be guerrilla fighters.
Yes.
Which means you don't identify yourself as a fighter, but only you and your coordinators and your support system know that you are a fighter.
Hold it right there. Let me say something that you said last week, which it ties to this. You said that in Vietnam, the guerrilla fighters used to go and do their businesses during the day, and then at night they are guerrilla fighters.
Yes, exactly.
So when you make that video and you stand there and you expose your face, maybe that's why La Republique takes the video and then go into the video and say, "Who is this?" And then they're doing it at a gunpoint. So somebody will say, "Oh, is this?" And then they'll maybe ask where's their home, and then they go and touch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
That is exactly what happens, because now they know exactly who you are, and they can start looking for you. You cannot fight this fight being on the run, because where are you really going to run to?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
especially in that our region,
Yes.
where we don't have some of the benefits of the things when we had in Manu.
Yes, like the forest and things like that.
I didn't want, but so these are some of the the downsides of those videos. Yeah, you can come in your Republic camouflage and say we have taken all of these things from them, and people are celebrating it and sharing it. But the downside of it is that you are exposing yourself. You are telling them that yes, I am this person, I'm this person. We have to do these things quietly, because we don't have the manpower to go toe-to-toe to them. And if we don't have the manpower to go toe-to-toe with them, you have to use some of the... And that is why the population, because they are not supposed to know who is a fighter and who is not.
Yeah, even the population shouldn't know your face. They shouldn't know you.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that we need to correct in this fight to be effective and to move to the next level.
Having said that, though, I don't think that we can. I think how these boys have taken the land, how they've taken control of it, how they've made it a burial ground for La Republique troops is something. So, and I'm heading towards their determination, and I want to compare that determination with a video that I saw in Toronto.
I understand that Maurice Kamto doesn't want to see this, okay? When we made the arrangement to come here, it was on the agreement that I will arrive like this.
There was miscommunication.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
I will give you people one opportunity.
Okay.
Maurice Kamto, I know you don't have time. Maurice Kamto is going to the US. Chris Anu has an invitation for him to attend, to come to him and do a one-on-one interview. You give him that invitation, he goes there, I'll send all my questions to him. I'm not going to talk to him here. He goes there, that's the invitation from Chris Anu. You have everything to follow up. The people here have my contact. We want him in the US to do an interview one-on-one with Chris Anu, because we want him to state his position clear so that our supposed to understand what decision it is.
Some of our people went to the Kamto people. I think they went to the event and they were trying to, and I think the Kamto people were preventing them from going inside or from being very visible with their Amba outfit. And they were refusing them from going in. There were a few sound bites that were very important. One of the sound bites was the gentleman saying, "Okay, I will." I think they were trying to make a deal that we would go with what you're saying as long as Kamto promises to have an interview with Chris Anu or something like that. Now, by the way, what did you think about that whole scene?
Well, last week we said something to the fact that most of our people don't know why we are fighting. And this is a clear example. You talked about what we were seeing in Ram Zero today and what we saw in Toronto.
Yes.
These people are going to come. What are they going to ask Kamto? Do we have anything to ask Kamto?
Absolutely not.
So for you to go to an event and you are saying Kamto does not respect this flag, so there is no difference between him and Bear, what were you going to ask him? Is it Kamto that is going to give you your independence? What power does Kamto have? Who is Kamto? Kamto, he is going around the world saying that he is boycotting the legislative elections in La Republique because of us.
I wanted to come to that, but I just wanted what should have those guys been doing in that event?
No, they don't have, to me, they don't have any role in the event.
Well, let me say this though. I think they have a role because Kamto, like you just said, is going around saying, "Oh, I'm boycotting it because of what is happening in the so-called Northwest, Southwest," right? How is he showing that? Is he demonstrating that?
No, well.
So that is why we need to be there and either disrupt the event to stop him from lying, or he allows us stand there with the Amba stuff, and then he can like say, "Yeah, these are the people I'm fighting for," isn't it?
No, I disagree with you because Kamto was in the last election, in the presidential election, right? Where he lost or he won or whatever.
Yes.
And that's the reason why he's going around the world now like John Fundy.
To be honest, I don't even know what he's going around the world for. Yeah.
Where did we participate in that last election?
No, we did not.
Did he not participate?
He did.
So why would he be saying that he's boycotting because of us? Why didn't he boycott that time? So so these are some of the things that it does not give our people any credibility to go and begin to try to hold him for anything, because he is speaking to his constituency. That his constituency is the citizens of La Republique.
And the man is telling a lie. He is using us.
But
so we should stop him if we can.
The people did not go there to confront him for his lies. They said they wanted him to come and talk to Chris Anu.
No, that's
and this is a guy who has called us secessionists, right?
Yes.
This is a guy who is supposed to be a learned professor.
Yes.
Who has refused, because now if we are talking about academics now, this is, to me, it's academic dishonesty. If he calls us secessionists and he is willing to talk to the secessionists, those are some of the things that he said in.
No, his actions is in support or on behalf of the secessionists.
Yeah, so we are not secessionists. That is because I have said so many times that if somebody puts a microphone in front of you and the first word that comes out of their mouth is "you are a secessionist," you just stop them.
Yes.
Because Kamto is lying. Just based on that, I can never waste my time with Kamto, because one, he does not recognize the fact that we are a people with internationally recognized boundaries.
Yes.
He is of that school of thought that believes that we are part of La Republique, and that is why he can sit there and call us secessionists. So for that reason, our people, it is like somebody is calling you to come and sit down and dialogue. And then the first thing that he says is that I want to sit down and dialogue with the secessionists. Are you going to go?
No, I won't go. But what I'm saying is that if you showed up I'm really in support of our people showing up on those events and stopping them from happening or disrupting them, because he's lying. No. He's lying and using our name to go around the world in a false way. That's more what I'm saying. And then when you go there, like Rogers was saying, do not try to negotiate with somebody from La République, with a France Africain, because they lie. They never keep promises. One of the reasons why we are where we are today is because of failed promises. There were agreements that said we should. There were agreements that were going to bring us together, and those agreements needed to be honored. La République violated all of them. So when I heard the guy saying, I would do this on condition that you come and come to da. I just looked at him like, okay, this guy still has a lot to learn.
Yeah. See, Kamto is free, to me, in my opinion, he is free to hold his events wherever he wants in the world and say whatever he wants to say. But you and I, we are going to also tell the world what the truth is. Like him calling us secessionists, that is academic dishonesty. That is a lie, because we are not part of La République. Him saying that he's boycotting elections because he is in support of us. No, he participated in the last elections that he lost. So why didn't he boycott? We boycotted that elections. So all of those things are lies. He can hold his event. You cannot go to his event that you want to disturb his event because
he's using our names and lying.
Yeah,
he's using our name. He should have a different reason why he's not participating and stop using our name, because he doesn't like us.
Yeah.
As you listen to Kamto, have you heard him show any empathy to us, or any sympathy, or even him attempting to understand what our struggle is about? He thinks that our struggle is because of a bad government. Is that why?
It is not Kamto alone. It is all of the citizens of La République du Cameroon. All of them. Even Patrice Ngagang that you spoke to here in Minneapolis. He came here and he told his audience that he could not imagine that we were fighting over a language.
So, in essence, Cameroon is in a civil war. So, in general, people say there are only a few wars, at least from an American point of view, there are only a few wars that make sense. The Civil War made sense because one had to end slavery. Yes, that makes sense, something like that. And I think many people say World War II, Nazism had to end. But fighting for languages, one would say, come on, folks, I mean, really, look for something else. Slavery, so even invent it. Nazis, come on. You fight for languages, and you fight for European languages. It is funny, right? Come on. Who does that? One can say wars are stupid, but your war is the most stupid war one has ever seen.
That is a university professor here in New York. That is a lie, because. And
I'm smiling because you've heard him in other places say differently, explain the situation differently.
Well,
so it looks like it's a matter of convenience.
Yes.
Where people can continue to use our names in different ways and confusing our struggle. And that's why I want us to be able to stop them. I want Kamto stopped. Don't go there and think that you're going to. So it's not Kamto is not our friend.
The place where you stop him, it is like bringing out these discrepancies in the things that he say. Because when he sits down with somebody like Mimi Menfo and all the other people that he sat with in the last interview, they call themselves journalists, but they don't do their homework before they come, because those are the kinds of things that you hold him accountable for. You ask him, if he sits there and say, oh, I'm going to talk with a secessionist at any time, then you ask them, can you explain to me who is secession?
I was going to say, can you define what secession is?
But then those people just sit down there and they just sit and watch, and then...
In fact, they actually amplify the falsehood that they have in them.
So, that is... He has a right to come and hold his events here. We can't stop him from holding his event, but we can come out here and clarify some of these things, since those so-called journalists don't have the ability to do it.
I heard you say in there that the struggle in Cameroon is a struggle between languages. were you trying to be quick there, or you're really serious that there's a struggle between languages? Because I think there's more than that.
It is important to always remember to whom one is talking. If you talk to somebody from Bamenda, the person has the details of lived experience of daily battles. If you talk to somebody who is in France, the person doesn't know anything about what's going on in the country where people speak French and English. If you talk to Americans, they will not even know where Cameroon is. So that distinction is essential. Otherwise, you will simply waste your time and waste people's time. And you will lose the few people who may be interested in what is happening. What I say is that that history is larger than what we are. And it is essential to look at it from the historical point of view. I could have argued from the structural point of view, from the point of view of self-determination, etc., etc. But today, I simply felt, looking at my public, given that we are here in the Midwest, I suspect many people did not hear about Cameroon before, don't even know where it is on the map. I felt like, okay, if I start with language, they will have a quick understanding of a hotspot.
So somebody comes and says you're a secessionist, no, then that person is denying your existence, denying the fact that we were ever a people, denying the government that was founded in 1954. Denying the Cameroon Transport Authority that we had.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So we was a government that was in place before all of these people came. So the Bambileke people particularly are people who have benefited from us, we have given them shelter, they have benefited from us, and they are the people always the first to undermine our causes. They do,
and they undermine it in many, many ways. I heard one who, for some reason, they think that we are one people and we ought to be on the same side. And by that they mean that we should join Kamto. You know what I'm saying?
No, we are not going to fight Kamto's fight. If Kamto wants, he said, and you remember the lady from France, the doctor.
Yes.
She came out and challenged Kamto.
Yes.
That you came out and said this, and this. Now you are saying this. They have we are not going to fight their fight for them, and that is why they could not go on the streets. Because if it was in those days, we would have been the ones on the street taking the brunt of the fight. But we are fighting a different fight today, and these guys are not going to confuse us or try to pull us into that fight. We are going to fight this fight like the people on Ground Zero. We are going to fight because we understand the reasons for which we are fighting. We are not going to go to people's events who call us secessionists and begin to negotiate to meet with him or talk with him. No, if Kamto wants, he should be the ones to come and talk to, because we are not interested in anything with La Republique.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yes.
We don't have anything to ask from La Republique. We are not asking La Republique for anything. We are asking the international community to treat us the way they have treated the Rohingya Muslims and refugees in Bangladesh. That is what we are saying. We are asking the United Nations to send a peacekeeping force or a fact-finding mission to understand exactly what is happening to our people. Why are all these villages burnt? Why are these women and children killed and nobody is saying anything? We are not asking Kamto. Kamto has no power. He has no authority over us, and he has nothing to give us.
And he does not represent us.
He does not represent us.
It means there is no difference between Maurice Kamto and Paul Biya. Because if Paul Biya does not recognize this flag, and Maurice Kamto is telling us today he doesn't recognize this flag, it means they are both of the same feathers.
There's a stage 1 to everything, stage 2, stage 3. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking that our stage 1, where the whole population showed their remorse and their anger and their rejection of the colonization from the French and La Republique. Mm-hmm. When I saw those kids with their military fatigue and their very modern weapons taken from the enemy, I see us entering a part 2 or stage 2 now, which seems to be becoming more professional. Are you seeing the same thing?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we are moving, and that is why I said before that this fight is now transitioning from the place where it was some kind of popularity contest to a stage now where the real people are taking over the fight and doing the things that needs to be done to move the struggle forward. So those who joined because they wanted to be on social media or things like that, they are gradually taking a step back.
Yes.
And the people who really want to fight, those who were kidnappings, you're not hearing a lot of kidnappings now. That is fizzling out.
Okay.
So it is the struggle. It's taking its shape now, and we are encouraging people to just desist from the videos, like we've said, and concentrate on the fight. Be strategic. Know that you have to live to fight another day. That should be your mantra. I have to live to fight another day. There is no reason to be a hero today and then end up in the grave. You always have to tell yourself, I will live. If I can't get this shot, I will get it tomorrow. I must not get it today. I have to live to fight another day. You know, Bob Marley said, he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day.
Yes, and that's why they call them guerrillas, isn't it?
Yes.
And I'm I can't live without asking you to say where the diaspora should be now, because the diaspora cannot be square one and then suddenly either disappear or not be there anymore. So I think 2017 was our stage one in the diaspora, where everybody was out and we were all loud and passing on the message. What should be the stage two for the diaspora?
Well, 2018 and 2020, where we are now, I mean, with those two elections, that is good ammunition that Ground Zero has given us. Okay? They continue to burn villages, they continue to kill people. That is good material that they are giving us. We just spoke about the Rohingya Muslims. You and I are planning a show here where we actually have to do a compare and contrast
of those two situations and what the international reaction to them were.
Yes, and so that our people here now, we talked about it in the last show, that the diaspora has a responsibility to make all these atrocities and these accomplishments that we have seen from Ground Zero a staple on the menu of the people in the international community. So we have to reorganize ourselves and make sure in our local communities, in our churches, these things that are happening to our people, these efforts that people are putting on Ground Zero, we have to transport those things to the communities where we live, and recruit these people so that they should join us and be ambassadors for the people on Ground Zero. So that is my expectation. That is where I think the people in the diaspora have to be now. People have to get out of their corners and get out of these various camps, and the people who are discouraged, and this I'm really, really talking to the people, because there are people who are just sitting on the sideline now, just telling themselves, oh, there is too much confusion, I don't know what to do, I don't know who to believe, I don't know what else to do. No, you know something to do. You know that they burned this house in your village, or they burned this community, or they burned this church, or they killed these people. You have those images on your phone. You have the information that these guys boycotted these elections today, and there is no legislator that is supposed to represent them anywhere because they did not give that mandate to any person. And you can take that information to your legislator, to your congressperson, to your senator, to your MP, wherever you live, and make sure that they hear the voices of those people back home. That is what we are supposed to be doing.
Yes, I just want to add that the way to do this, just like I've been talking about the ground organizing themselves, the way to do this is not to do it solo. I think we need to organize ourselves in different cities and states, the way the SDF organized us in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Where in each town there's an Amazonian organization with its chairman, its treasurer, its information officer, so that everything that we do is coordinated. Because I think if you go to your legislator and you say, I am XYZ from this group, you have more weight than if you go there and say, and if you go there just representing yourself. Do you agree?
Yeah, it is true that there is always power in numbers. That is very, very true. But if people are sitting, or for example, if we call a rally today in town here, some people will not come because it is me or you that call the rally, right? some people say, I'm not going to go. The reason they are not going is because they want you to look like a failure, not that they don't believe in the reason for which you called the rally, right? So that is that compactualized mentality that people still have. They don't look at the bigger picture. They don't look at the goal. They look at the individuals, or who is doing what and who is doing what. And I cannot support this person because this person is not with this person. So in that situation, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit around and begin to wait for when you have those numbers? No. You will go to your legislator, or you will go to your priest, or you will go to your pastor, or whoever, and make sure that that message is heard. We've met the Senator Tina Smith here in Minnesota. It was somebody in the Presbyterian Church that organized through their pastor, and she was going to give a speech at the Presbyterian Church in Minneapolis, and we were able to. The pastor was able to organize for us to meet her there and present our case to her.
Yes.
So those individual actions, they pay off. So don't sit and say, "Hey, I'm waiting until I have 10 people." No, if you have the possibility, do something.
Yeah, those do have. The only thing I want to add is, though, and I really want to encourage us forming organizations that link us, because when you go and speak to your senator, they want to do a follow up, or they want to. They want to know that you have an organization where they can interact with. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying.
Yeah, they want to know if you have. These people,
they want to know the organization first because they want to know that there's a voting block.
Yes, because they're looking for votes.
So there's a voting block, and then but they also want to know that it's like even the State Department. If the State Department wants to solve our problem, right, they will need an organization, and a very strong Ambazonian organization that has followers. Let me give you an example. If the State Department, for example, wanted to say, yes, I agree that Ambazonia, and they have agreed that the Ambazonians have been marginalized, they have been maltreated. And I'm trying to use the words of Thibault Nach here, that they've been treated like second-class citizens, and he wants to empower us. How do they empower us? They have to empower us through us, and they cannot empower us with an individual. And that is where I'm trying to give the sense that you need to form organizations so that people who want to empower us say, okay, there is an organization with qualified people in numbers who can take this and then empower themselves and get La Republic out of their country. Are you getting me?
Well, when you say that, then people with this government thing will say, yeah, we have a government.
No.
Go speak to the IG. You see, those are the problems that we have. So,
but I think I don't know. For those who follow us, they know that we've knocked those people as thieves and fraudsters and imposters and people who are leeches on the machine that is supposed to be feeding our people on the ground.
No, I'm just alluding to the fact that you said, talking about organization.
Yes.
So the people who are in that camp will say, hey, we already have an organization, we have the IG.
Yeah.
So let because you will see a problem, there's somebody will come and write in the forum that the IG should do this. See, nobody knows. I don't know.
And those are the cultists.
I don't know.
Those are the cultists wanting you to go and drink Kool-Aid and die with their Jim Jones. That's not what we're talking. I think, but let me say something here. And we all have worked in this country, and we're in this country because this country is doing better than our own country. You know what I'm saying? And their organizations and businesses are doing better. Let me ask you something. If you have a CEO who embezzles money in a company, do they continue to be CEO or they're in jail?
Yeah. Well, and
we don't have jails to put them there, but the least we can do is get them out of our hair. And if you can't get them out of our hair because they're all over in the internet, just move on. Those are the people I'm saying, join some other organization where we can control what is run by honest people, by yourself, and maybe these are new creations I'm talking about. But I'm not thinking about the middlemen who have totally destroyed our revolution. Those are not the people I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Pa?
Well, we just like we said at the beginning of the show, we are very proud of Ground Zero, and we have always been proud of you people, and we always believe that you are the Messiah. You are the people who are going to deliver us from this wilderness. You will bring us out of this wilderness into the glory of our own nation. So we continue to encourage you to do everything to stay alive, to fight, to collaborate, and to always remember that we can live to fight another day.